children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we're going to do the best NXT TakeOver matches. Now, I have the 25 best men's, 25 best women's, based on we've had 25 takeovers. There's been a total of 29 women's matches during these takeovers. There's been, oh goodness, I thought I had all the information written down. I guess I didn't here. There's been well over 200 plus, 260 plus men's matches in the takeover history. These are the 25 best men's, 25 best women's. So we're going to run down the top 10 here. If you want to see my 11 through 25, you'll have to visit robsportshow.wixsite.com. It's a blog that I've created. By tomorrow, the top 25 of each will be listed there. We'll go over the top 10 here. If you want to check those out, go there. If you on my Twitter page, you'll see robsportshow.wixsite.com. You click on the hyperlink, it takes you right there. If you're on the YouTube page, if you go to the main YouTube page where you can click on to go to the hyperlink to Twitter, right next to Twitter, the little globe, you click there. Right above the comment section in the memo area, you also see a hyperlink to the robsportshow.wixsite.com. You'll be able to see 11 through 25 men's and women's. You will also be able to see my ratings and results for Triple Mania 26 or 27. Triple Mania 27, I have those there as well. You can also check out every single video from Robert Sports Show there. So we're going to go down to the top 10 women's matches in NXT TakeOver history. Number 10 comes from Unstoppable, NXT Women's title. We had champion Sasha Banks versus the Becky Lynch before she was the man. Sasha ended up retaining her title here in a 4-star match. Number 9 comes from NXT TakeOver Rival. It was a fatal 4-way for the women's match, for the women's title. It was the 4 horsewomen. We had Sasha Banks versus champion Charlotte Flair versus Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Sasha getting the victory there, 4-star match. Number 8 comes from NXT TakeOver, the very first TakeOver show. We had a vacated NXT Women's title match. Women's title was vacated with Paige getting moved to the main roster. We had Charlotte Flair with her daddy Rick in her corner. We had Natalya Neidhart with her uncle Bruce in the corner. Hart family versus Flairs. Great match here. Charlotte getting the victory, kind of starting Charlotte's ascent to one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time. 4-star match there. Number 7 comes from Brooklyn 2, the NXT Women's title. Champion Asuka versus Bayley. No one's ready for Asuka. They've really kind of, to me, I don't want to say they screwed that up, but they kind of did screw that up. You had Asuka, undefeated in NXT, gets hurt. You really don't talk about her injury. She vacates the title, moves on to the main roster, was undefeated, becomes number 1 contender going into WrestleMania. I think if you would have let Asuka win that match versus Charlotte at Mania, I think it would have, you could have bumped up Asuka. Obviously, we know Charlotte goes over. If you would have let Asuka get over there, or I'm sorry, Charlotte gets over. If you let Asuka go over, let Asuka win that, and kept an undefeated streak, and had maybe somebody who really needs that rub to beat Asuka, maybe a year later, like a Ronda Rousey, like a Shayna Baszler, like Ember Moon, somebody like that. Like, whoa. You're going to, oh my God, this person beat Asuka, who was undefeated for 3 years? Oh my God, they're great. But you had somebody who was already great, that we all thought was great, beat Asuka. Like, Charlotte's fucking awesome. So, okay, she beat Asuka. Okay, whatever. It took away from Asuka. But Asuka winning there versus Bayley in a 4-star match. Number 6 on the list comes from TakeOver Respect, NXT Women's title. 30-minute Iron Woman match. We had Bayley champion, defending the title versus Sasha Banks. Bayley retaining the title, 4.25-star match. Next up, we had number 5 from TakeOver Orlando, NXT Women's title. We had Asuka defending the title versus Ember Moon. Asuka retaining the title, continuing that undefeated streak, 4.25-star match. Number 4, Brooklyn 4, NXT Women's title, Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. Shayna retaining her title once again, 4.25-star match there. Number 3 comes from NXT TakeOver New York. We had NXT Women's title, Fatal 4-Way. We had champion Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane. Again, Shayna Baszler against all odds, retaining her NXT Women's title, 4.25-star match. Next up, Brooklyn 3, NXT Women's title, Asuka versus Ember Moon. Asuka again retaining her title in a 4.25-star match. The greatest match in NXT TakeOver Women's history, Brooklyn 1, NXT Women's title, Bayley going up against champion Sasha Banks and Bayley winning the title. 4.5-star. One of the greatest matches in NXT TakeOver history for women. With that being said, when it comes to NXT Women's Champions, we all know what Asuka did in her undefeated streak. Shayna Baszler is kind of right there right now. I think we're going to finally see that change from Shayna into Mia Yim or whoever. Rumor has it, I've been reading online, that when Fox takes over or has SmackDown on Fridays, they want Shayna Baszler part of the women's division. Give it to her. Move her up. She's got to drop the NXT title though. But get her on there. I think that would help. I think if that's what Fox wants, the billions of dollars of paying, that's what you give them. Alright, on to the men's. Number 10 comes from TakeOver New Orleans. I was there live. NXT North America Championship match, the first ever in a ladder match. We had Laura Sullivan versus Killian Dane versus the Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole, baby, versus Ricochet versus EC3. Adam Cole winning that first ever NXT North American title, 4.75-star match. One of the best ladder matches you'll see. Number 9, NXT TakeOver Chicago, the WWE United Kingdom Championship on the line. We had Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, versus Tyler Bate, who was champion at the time, the first ever WWE UK champion. Pete Dunne winning it there and recently lost it, and he went way back then. That was a 4.75-star match. Again, one of the greatest matches in NXT history, one of the greatest matches in WWE United Kingdom history. Next up, number 8 on the list comes from Chicago 2. We had a street fight, no titles on the line, straight up street fight. Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano, one of their year-long feuds, 4.75-star. Now, the next 7 matches, I gave 5-star to. One of these matches, I've had some Pulse family and friends. Pulse family have kind of, growled at me a little bit before giving it a 5. They didn't care for it that much. I've seen some stuff online about it. Not everyone thought it was as great as match as I did. I guess maybe I was just hyped for that card. I don't know. Number 7, I have NXT title. We have from Phoenix. We have Tommaso Ciampa defending his title versus Aleister Black. I gave this match 5. I thought it was a great match. As I've talked to people, it's like, really? You gave that match 5? I would have said 4, maybe 4.25. I'm like, well, I said 5. So that's when it comes to these star ratings. It's an opinion base. 90% of professional wrestling is opinion, 10% fact. The fact of this match is Tommaso Ciampa beat Aleister Black to retain the NXT title. There's your facts. I say 5-star. Somebody else says 4-star. Somebody else says 3.5. Somebody else says 4.5. That's their opinion. It's all based on what they like, what they look at when it comes to professional wrestling. Number 6 on the list comes from TakeOver Phoenix. The NXT North American title. Champion Ricochet versus the Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. Gargano winning the NXT North American title, becoming a Grand Slam champion in NXT TakeOver history, in NXT history. 5-star match versus Ricochet for the NXT North American title. In my mind, Phoenix TakeOver had 2 5-star matches. Number 5, NXT TakeOver New York. 2 out of 3 falls. Champion Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. Gargano winning the match, I gave it 5. One of the greatest matches for either one of these two guys. When you put two great competitors in, you're going to get a great match. Number 4 comes from TakeOver Brooklyn 4, last man standing NXT title, Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. Tommaso getting the victory here. Again, 5-star match. These two guys, Ciampa and Gargano, told such a fucking great story. Number 3 on the list comes from TakeOver New Orleans, an unsanctioned match. Guess who? Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. This was the first match of the series of matches they had where Gargano, they had to do it unsanctioned because NXT didn't want any part of it because it was such a fight. Because we remember a year before at NXT TakeOver Chicago, DIY just lost the tag title match to AOP. Ciampa turned on Gargano. Ciampa was out for 9 months because of injury. Ciampa was out for a short time because of injury. Ciampa was out 9 months. Gargano was out for a short time. They returned, and this is what we ended up with. Was number 3 on the list, 5-star. Number 2 on the list, the first ever match that I ever said 5-star on. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. The NXT Championship on the line. Champion Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. I remember when this match was announced, we all knew Ciampa was coming back. I thought they were going to put the title on Gargano and take over New Orleans, which we had planned on going to. Would have been Ciampa versus Gargano for the title. We still got Ciampa Gargano, we just didn't get for the title because Andrade Cien Almas pulled out one of the best matches in history with Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, and Pop. 5-star classic. Never thought any match would be better than that match. Oh, we had one. NXT the 25th TakeOver, NXT 25, NXT title, Adam Cole, bye-bye, versus champion Johnny Gargano. Still a 5-star match. I think it was a little bit better of a match with Cole coming out on top with the title than the Andrade match. I mean, it's basically like millimeters better. I would say maybe Ciampa Almas was 5. This one was 5.000000001. Just enough to say it was a snip better, a hair. I mean, just less than a hair better. All right, those are the 10 best men, women's. Again, check out 11 through 25 on my list before TakeOver on the Wix site, robsportshow.wixsite.com. Hyperlinked on Twitter. Hyperlinked on YouTube page. Hyperlinked on this video at the bottom. Boom, click there, go there. Check out the results for Triple Mania 27 as well and their star rankings. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Stay tuned for the preview of TakeOver, Toronto, and SummerSlam TakeOver. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.